Welcome to the Rally in the Valley. This is the continuation of one we had a few weeks back. We've got quite a few trucks here, so we'll just walk past this police contingent here and we'll be having a look at some of the trucks that we've got here from Traralgon down to Orbost. Now it's quite a cool day here, but we've got quite a few people already here, and this will be hopefully making more wide stream. Good. Yes, you're a local here?
Yes, I've been working in the timber industry before.
In which part of the timber industry were you working?
On the Longford and Hashibut, up to Kalini, Marysville, the Hardwood.
Hardwood. Now these industries, are they still going or are they closed?
It goes down everywhere.
It's very sad when you go past Erico, isn't it, to see a shell of an
I
industry.
used to have a friend of mine have a truckers there. Charlie Riondo used to be there with the trucks,
Yes,
carry for the mill.
yes.
Very, very good.
And we're very grateful for, you're an Italian?
Spanish.
Spanish. But your people built this industry here in Gippsland, the Italians, the Greeks?
Yes, a few Greeks and a few Spanish.
Yes.
Andueza, Covelas, Riondo, Charlie Barreiros.
Tripodi?
Tripodes, you have a
Yes.
truckers, yes.
Yes.
We are quite a few European ones here.
And we're very thankful for you.
Thank you,
All
thank
right.
you.
And these are the amazing people who came after the Second World War and helped build this industry into the flourishing towns that we have here. As you can see, there's quite a few trucks. Now the sad part is a lot of these trucks here are directly involved and indirectly involved in the timber industry. Once the timber industry closes, these amazing machines will be looking for a new home and a new opportunity, which means their families as well, and also the associated industries with those. This isn't a Kenworth, but this is an amazing story here. And look at the size of the chainsaws. These are the family here, the Brown family, who are third generation timber people. And look at the original chainsaws here, and their industry has been completely stopped by what's been happening here. We have Mark Coleman here from Central Gippsland. And Mark, what did you come to share today?
Oh, what I come to share was some work that the Wellington Shire had done a couple of years ago on this freedom of information, and it took 12 months to get any sort of replies back after countless requests. And basically, as you can see by some of these documents, just heavily redacted and very disappointing. And all we were asking was, where's the evidence and data on why the industry was unsustainable, what they were quoting, and with all this, there's no science in it whatsoever, bar political science, which is really, really sad.
And with an FOI request, how do they redact all these things? Do they say it's too sensitive to bring out to the public?
Some of it's, well, as you can see by the documents, they're saying it's commercially in confidence because it's in cabinet. But, at the end of the day, these people are meant to be representing us. Surely, on something that's scientific data, what they're claiming, scientific data would have to be public knowledge, you would think. But unfortunately, obviously not.
We have Sonia Buckley, and now she's from the East Gippsland Shire Councillor.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
How long have you been a councillor?
In my third year of my first
Third year?
term, yeah.
And how are you surviving it? It's very frustrating.
It's a challenge. Every day is a challenge, and there's so many different issues, but I'm always bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Fantastic. Now, we had a situation here where the ones who are passionate for the timber industry weren't in the majority, so unfortunately they lost a lot of the calls. Is it a similar thing with you?
Look, I would imagine so. I can't speak for the council itself or for other councillors, but my personal opinion is that that there's probably a half and half, perhaps, in our council. So, but we do have a good industry position paper on the timber industry. So people are welcome to go to the council portal to read it. And it's my intention to move a motion to support the timber industry very soon in council chambers to gather more support for our community, because I'm not only shocked but deeply concerned about how this is going to affect my community and their future. and how it will affect our safety within our environment, because we've got huge parks in our region, and those need to be managed, and part of the timber industry harvesting is managing those forests. And if we could adopt a new silviculture process which predominantly supports select falling methods, I think that's the step forward to be a very environmental friendly industry that supports climate change.
Some of the people behind the scenes that you may not know is one is Barry Thomas. Barry, what have you got to say? You've been working with Damien?
Yeah, I've been working with Damien for a few years actually.
Okay, before then, where were you?
I was a news cameraman, international and in Victoria, and for 35 years. So I've seen a lot in my time, and I've covered many disasters and bushfires and things like that. So I've got a fair bit of knowledge about what's going on.
So you're seeing another grassroots revival here?
Yeah, it comes and goes. I mean, there was a big one back in early 2022, and before that in Melbourne. But it will grow again. I think as people find out what's actually going on, they'll start to back it. But these are all peaceful things. It's just about knowledge and getting the knowledge out there, and that'll take some time.
Yes.
This is a long, drawn-out process.
And just sharing the stories to each.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to share the stories, but they're true stories. And most of the stuff you've got to base around evidence. You can't just make it up. You know, there's a lot of... when I watch the news and I hear the word could is not a story. Could is just a word that they use, which I don't think... In my day, I didn't remember that word being used all the time. But could do this and could do that, and I think could is something that they need to eliminate out of the stories, because some of them are not real. And that's the problem.
Well, that wraps it up for another very successful rally. We had independent counts that there were 500 people here today, some excellent speakers, and we'd also like to thank the local police, because we didn't realise that all these trucks along here were being fined by the bylaws. And fortunately, because we did talk to the police beforehand, they came and override that, so there were no fines for these trucks. But we'd like to thank them, though, for coming along today. It was a fantastic rally, and the speakers, it was great, and of course to the public. Thank you very much.